we want to go ahead and do some predictions, Jay, here.
Yeah, it's prediction time. So let's do it. Let's do it. So it's early days. So every team has played one game, but I think it'll be a good time to do a prediction to make a fool of ourselves because we will be going a lot by what we've seen in one game. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's a big tournament. So much game to be played. I think 13 more games for each team. So that's a lot of games. Let's get straight into it. I think let's start with top four. Who do you think are going to finish top four?
Uh, I had different top four when we talked about it, but after watching all the games, I had to a little bit change my top four. But I'll go with RR. I'm very excited about Rajasthan Royals. They are my top one. RR is gonna do great this year. Gujarat Titans. Again, I'm a big fan of Atish Nehra and Gary Kirsten, and with Shubman Gill there, I'm very excited. They have done very good in last two seasons, and I expect no less from them. So Gujarat. And then I go for my old buddy CSK. MS Dhoni is still being there. I know I don't know whether you have them in top four or not, but I'm still from the game I saw against RCB. They are like plain and simple. Winning is very simple formula to them. So I still keep CSK as one of the top four, and KKR. I I can take them off. Honestly, I was little worried about Ayer's captaincy, and I'm still worried about Ayer's captaincy. But winning is important, so he got through that win. So I guess that's gonna make him more strong. And with Gautam Gambhir in the background, I'm really hoping KKR makes the top four. Uh, what's your top four, Jay? CSK in there.
Yeah, it's very interesting because the first three that I've thought and written down are exactly the same as you've just narrated. So I totally agree. I think I expect Rajasthan Royals to finish in the top two, let alone top four. So they have a really balanced team with spin, firepower at the top, and they have all bases covered for me. So they had a good start, and I think Rajasthan Royals are going to be one of the teams who are going to make the playoff early this season. Number two, I have CSK, my good old team, because it's Chennai. At the end of the day, it's IPL, and it's always nine other teams competing to get into the playoff with CSK. So CSK has to be there. I think I did have a doubt. I'm not going to lie, because once MSD let go the captaincy and there's a new captain, and we all remember what happened last time when Jadeja took the captaincy. I think that's probably the only time that they didn't make the playoffs, or one of the rare occasions that they didn't make playoff. But the way they started, and they're playing back in Chennai this time, and it's the final season of MSD, so they have to be in the playoffs. So I think I put Chennai in number two. So again, it could
Are
be different order, but definitely in top four.
are you sure this is gonna be last season of MST?
Well, he might come on and say definitely not, but I think it's definitely going to be his last season if you ask me. But I hope not. I would love to see him again. I think IPL with MSD hits different, but I think this might just be it. So number three, Gujarat Titans. I think they don't have the same uh, as strong team on the paper as they had last year. We're seeing Mohammad Sami and Hardik Pandya, but I think they still have found a good replacement of Hardik Pandya in Omar Ajay, and I think their bowling order is still quite good. And with Umesh Yadav coming in and Heraji from behind the boundary, I think they are in a good place. So I think having a settled team with a new captain, I see him make it to the playoff for sure. Yeah, and for the fourth spot, I was conflicted between Mumbai and Kolkata. I think if I had to go only on the paper with the team they have, uh, I would go with Mumbai. I think the only thing, like I mentioned, that could derail Mumbai's campaign is how they let the behind the scenes narrative affect them, because otherwise there's every reason that you would back Mumbai to make it to the playoff, because the team with Hardik is a better team, and he's still a good captain. So I would back Mumbai just over KKR. I had them. I think it'll going to be tight. It'll depend on, like you mentioned, how good Iyer comes to the form and how well Nitish Rana plays, because they have the match winners, but they will need the likes of Iyer and Rana to fire. So I think Mumbai is just going to ace it, but you'll never know. It's going to be a close one, and let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, but that's the story with KKR always. They have been fifth and sixth just based on the run rates. They do not qualify. This has been story for KKR for a while, so we can't deny that. And yes, Mumbai is a good pick. They are five-time champions. You and CSK, you can't say it's like they are like Australia when it comes to the World Cup. They you can't always forget them. Yeah,
So
that's
yeah, so who do you think is going to have the worst IPL? So let's do who will finish last in this season. It's always an interesting one, but let's
yeah.
do it.
Yeah, it's a sad one to do as well, but just on the papers, I was confused with two teams. One was LSG and the other one is DC. But I guess Delhi Capitals are gonna be the worst. They are gonna be 10th. I don't see any teamwork, any lead captaincy going on there. Yes, Ricky Ponting is there, but he's not the player. He's just the coach behind the scenes. Saurav Ganguly is there, but again, they are both behind the scenes, and it's not being reflected in their campaign so far or in the past as well. So I think Delhi Capitals is gonna end in the last. What do you say, Jay?
I Exactly the same two teams I had listed down. I think Delhi and Lucknow are going to be in the bottom two. That's my intuition as well. I think I went with Delhi in the end also because they have a really emotional comeback of Rishabh Pant. So I think that's really good. But in paper, they don't seem to have the same strength as others have. I hope I'm proven wrong, and if they do well, it's going to be a good IPL because we want every team competing till the end and having chance when the final few games arrive. I think that's going to be make this IPL really interesting one until the end. But I have a feeling that Delhi might be the one that could end up being last. I'm happy to be proven wrong because, like you mentioned, Saurabh Ganguly is there, and he was my hero when I was growing up. So yeah, that would make me happy if I'm proven wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, always, as you said, if there's a close competition, IPL is gonna be really, really fun when it comes to the last few games. And we still want to continue with our predictions, but as an audience, I would say this is our predictions. Predict whatever you have, comment in the box, and we can talk about it. Next, we want to see who's gonna be the Orange Cap winner. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I think Orange Cap, we have our usual suspects, I guess. KL Rahul is going to be up there. Shubman Gill, I think, is going to be up there. Jashwal is going to be up there. So I think I was confused between these three names in particular, but I've gone with Shubman Gill. I think the consistency is shown in the last IPL. He started well today. The only thing that I was slightly concerned was whether the captaincy is going to have some impact on him. So I was confused between him and Jaiswal, but I think Jaiswal plays a slightly different brand of cricket. He's more aggressive, so he might not care that much about winning the orange cap. But I think Subhan Gill is going to be up there uh, with the highest run getters in the tournament. So I've gone with Subman Gill. How about you? Who do you think is
Yeah,
going to
I
be
have
top?
I have the same suspects, Gill, Jaiswal, and KL Rahul is always there. I somehow hope Virat Kohli is gonna be up that this year as well. Not the age he is in, but I always hope he's up there. But I'm going with Jaiswal. I'm really excited. The one thing you mentioned, Gill is gonna have captaincy role, so he may not go all guns firing. But with the team, kind of team Jaiswal has, he has the license to go all gun firing. So I think that's gonna make difference between Gill and Jaiswal. I'm going with Jaiswal on this one.
So okay, how much runs are you expecting from Jaiswal? Let's, because I think the highest run getter, like you mentioned, is Virat Kohli. He had about I don't know, 950 runs in 2016. Do you think it's going to be close? Someone's going to be beat Virat's record, and it's going to be just short?
Kohli was the beast 2016. Can't compare anyone going near to that. He had, I guess, 5 centuries that year.
I
So
think it was four, but yeah.
yeah, yeah, 4 centuries that year. So I don't see that happening, but I'm seeing something around 700 for Yashasvi Jaiswal.
All right, so let's talk about the purple cap. Who is going to take the most wickets?
Ah, Bumrah is. I don't have any other names. That's and he showed in his class. He took 3 wickets today, and every batsman is looking clueless in front of him. And this year you can bowl 2 bouncers, so that's going to make him more scary this year. And with those toe crushing Yorkers, it's going to be Bumrah for me. I don't have any other names. Maybe Rashid Khan may do well. He has always done in the IPL, and Naran looked good. So, but I'll go with Bumrah this year. What do you say?
Yeah, I think usual suspect. I had Bumrah written down in one of my list. Rashid Khan, you mentioned. I think it depends on how many game he gets, but I think Mustafizur, who started really well, could also be in contention. He took four in his first game, so you cannot discount him because we know what Chennai are. Because if somebody does well, they are likely to stick with him. So I've gone with Rashid Khan. I think I was conflicted between Bumrah and Rashid. Maybe recency bias because that's the game we recently saw. Uh, but yeah, I'm putting my money on Rashid Khan. He's such a good bowler. He's a joy to watch in the T20 format. He just makes things happen. So I think Rashid Khan, I'm backing him to have the purple cap at the end of the tournament.
Yeah, he was not that behind last year as well, so that's a very good pick.
So let's go to the big one, the player of the tournament. Who is going to be the MVP?
Uh, it's it's always a bias between you pick a batsman or a bowler for that. So there's always been a debate, but at the T20 tournament, I'm going with Yashasvi Jaiswal as the MVP. He's gonna make a big difference. He has started quite well, but I think it's gonna be Yashasvi Jaiswal here.
Yeah, I think I was conflicted between Gill and Yashasvi again. I think those two names were on my list. But because we'll come to this question next, because I'm backing Gujarat to go all the way this season, and Gill is going to be the captain of Gujarat Titans. So I think that's probably going to edge it slightly towards Gill because he's the captain who may lead Gujarat to the title again. So I was leaning slightly towards Gill, but I would not be surprised if Yashasvi is up there when the tournament comes to close. So I've gone with Subman Gill purely because he's a captain. I think I saw him today. He looked quite well, and he's had the support system from behind in Nehra and Kirsten. So I think I'm backing Gill to be the player of the tournament. So I mentioned my winning team there briefly. What do you think? Who is going to win the IPL 2024? Who's your money
Well,
on?
my money is on Rajasthan Royals. That's a very awesome team. All the sides are balanced, everything batting, bowling, and I think if Impact Sub is helping someone, it's a team like Rajasthan. They don't have out and out all rounder, but they can do a sub now. So my money is on RR. I can be completely wrong. Bumrah can do magic. He can be the MVP and win it for Mumbai Indians. So we have a lot of suspects, but my money goes with RR. What about you? You said GD. Is it your final
Yeah,
one?
yeah, it is. It is. I think I had doubts coming to today's game, but I think with Nairaji and Kristen in the back, and they still have a really strong team on the paper. And I think for some reason they have made the final in the previous two occasions, and it doesn't seem like it was because of one man or two men. So they still have the same backbone. They came back from a difficult position today, and I think that's going to keep them in good shape to make it to the finals. And I think with the bowling lineup they have with Rashid Khan uh, and Mohit Sharma, who can do very well, I think I'm backing Gujarat to go all the way. And it will be nice to see a new captain winning the IPL, and especially if it's a young captain also who can lead India maybe after this T20 World Cup. So I'm backing Subman Gill and Gujarat Titans to make it all the way this year.
Uh, yeah, that's true. And we have all
Yeah, please subscribe to our channel for future contents. Like Sudeep mentioned, we have a lot of things coming up, all lined up. And yeah, it's going to be a really exciting T20 cricket season building up to World Cup. So we are really excited. And please be part of this journey and give us a like, comment your predictions, and yeah, subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you guys very soon.